What's up, everyone? Welcome back to 8-Bit Generation X. Today, I have a little challenge for myself. I'm going to see if I cannot run down the 55 people that have held the WWE Championship belt. Now, I'm not talking World Heavyweight. I'm not talking any spinoff. I'm talking about the cream of the crop, the WWE title, the most pristine title in all of wrestling. Right? Dates back at least to the 60s, off the top of my head. And it's gone straight through. It might have branched off a little here and there, but the lineage can be traced back. Unlike other titles that have been dissolved or united, which the WWE title has to a degree. But for the most part, I consider it still to be a pure title. So I have 8 minutes. So if you have 8 minutes of your time, sit with me, see if we can't run it down. I'm going to actually try to stay in order as the most I can as well. But I think I can do this in under 8 minutes. And I'll throw some tidbits out there as well as we go. I do have my son Camden with me as my automatic typer. Cam, say hello to everyone.
Hi.
So enthused. But yeah, he's there. He's going to be my typer because, again, if I was to type on the screen, I'd look like this, and it wouldn't be much fun. Cam, do you think I can name all 55 people in under 8 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
This was your idea. After we did the Intercontinental, where I missed a few, you said to do this one. This one is a little easier than the IC title because not as many people held it. Back in the day, the 70s, people held the title for years and years. 4-year reign, 6-year reign. In the 80s, for the most part, people held the title at least a year, if not Hogan with a 3-4 year run. And then it was a year here and a year there. And then it started into the 90s. Titles changed a little more often. And then by the 2000s, titles were changing on Raw weekly. So it gets a little hard to follow it when we get into the 2000s, 2010. And lately it's slowed down. Cam, do you like the longer title reigns or do you like the title changing hands more and more?
I prefer the longer title reigns.
Right, it makes it feel special, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Camden agrees with me, so I must be thinking correctly. All right, so we're going to start. Cam, tell me when we're ready.
Okay,
We're ready? All right. First champion ever was Buddy Rogers. And he lost it to what I consider to be the first champion that I ever knew of. Obviously, this is before I was born, but the living legend Bruno Sammartino. Now, he held it on 2 different occasions for a combined, a 7-year run and then maybe another 4-year run. But then eventually lost it to the Russian Ivan Koloff. And there almost were riots, I believe, at Madison Square Garden for Sammartino to lose cleanly to a knee off the top rope. Let's see. He held it. I think he dropped it back to Sammartino, but we're not doing multiple champs. So I guess Pedro Morales, and he held it for years. Stan Stasiak, those of you who grew up during the Attitude Era, this was Meat, his dad, Sean Stasiak's dad. Then I guess we're going all the way to Superstar Billy Graham. Then we're going to Bob Backlund, right? And he held it for years. And at this point, Bob Backlund is probably the last of the non-characters for champions. He was like a real amateur wrestler. And then we start getting into that golden era of characters. So we're going to go with the Iron Sheik. And, of course, he lost it to Hogan. And boom, it's WrestleMania. And then Hogan lost it to Andre the Giant. Now, this reign lasted seconds. DiBiase's reign does not count because Andre handed it over. I surrender to you, DiBiase. DiBiase did not buy the title. It was not recognized, even though he showed up at a couple house shows with the belt, notably the Boston Garden. But the reign does not count. So Andre dropped in at WrestleMania 4, Savage. And then the Warrior won it at 6. Sergeant Slaughter beat him at the Rumble. Let's see, Sergeant Slaughter, and then that's in 91. Then the Undertaker It's crazy to think the Undertaker won the WWF title before Ric Flair, but Ric Flair, and then Bret Hart, and now we start getting into the new generation, right? So Yokozuna, and then it bounced back, Hogan, Bret, all that. But I guess if we go new champions, it goes all the way to Diesel. And then from Diesel, Sid. HBK. Then Sid. And then who do we have after Sid? We have all the way to Austin, maybe. And then for one night after King of the Ring 98, Kane had it. And then, let's see, The Rock at the Survivor Series, Mankind. They traded it back a bunch of times, so we're in 99. That must be Triple H. And then Vince McMahon gets his reign, right? 99. Big Show. And then, now this is where all this Attitude Era, late Attitude Era guys start getting it, like Kurt Angle. And then, let's see, Jericho, when he held both titles at once, WCW title and the WWE title. Let's see, then Brock Lesnar. And this is where I kind of wish the longer reigns happened, Cam, because Lesnar should have had like a very, very multi-year reign, but he dropped it to the Big Show eventually. So who ends up with it? So are we at Cena? Is it Cena time yet? I believe so. Cena. Oh, Eddie Guerrero. Sorry, Eddie. That big upset. So yeah, Eddie, then JBL, and then Cena. And then after Cena, Edge. That's our first Money in the Bank cash-in right there, Cam. Edge. From Edge, I guess you go Rob Van Dam. Had it for that minute, and that was a great match. Cena and RVD, ECW, one night only. That was really good. We might be at Randy Orton time now. So now I guess we're in, what would you call this era, Cam? The PG era?
Yeah.
No, Ruthless Aggression era.
Oh, yeah.
Ruthless Aggression era. So Randy Orton. So if we're at Orton, maybe Jeff Hardy, if it's Ruthless Aggression era. Batista would be then. So now we got all of Evolution. What about, this is where it gets tricky. This is where I'm going to have to stop going in order. Sheamus, Del Rio,
I think now
Punk.
I think now we're getting into like the PG era. I think.
Bryan. Let's see. Let's just get the Shield out of the way. Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose. I only got about 2 minutes left, I think. I got to hurry up. And let's start going backwards. REI, yep. And then let's go Rhodes, Wyatt, McIntyre, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles. How many am I missing? 3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh no, The Miz, Jinder Mahal, and I'm missing one more, and I have a minute and a half. Help me out there. People out in cyber world, yell at your screen. Who am I missing? What year am I missing, Cam?
2011.
2011. The Miz, Cena, Rollins, Reigns. Oh! Booyaka, booyaka. Rey Mysterio. There you go. 55 men that have held the world championship. Rey Mysterio's had the belt twice for like a minute each time.
Yeah.
Right? More, and I know what? Half of these people I don't consider to be worthy of the WWE Championship. A lot of them, Kofi Kingston, maybe Del Rio, Sheamus, all world that worthy of that world championship that like Mark Henry would have here and there. Some of them, the Miz, I'm on the fence of. His reign was actually entertaining. I know Big E with injuries and all that, and they want to reward Kingston, but Jinder Mahal, that might have been like WWE wanted to make an influence in India, so they had the champ be from India. But anyway, Cena has the title now, and where's it going to go next, Cam?
I don't know. Maybe CM Punk.
Who do you think is going to be the next champion that hasn't held the title yet?
Hasn't had the title yet?
Yep.
I don't know, actually.
Could be Braun Breaker, I have a feeling, right? But yeah, there will be a 56th name on this list sooner than later. I'd say Braun Breaker, but it also could be somebody that's been around for a long time, like, I don't know, Sami Zayn or some, because giving the belt to Sami Zayn, is that any different than Kofi Kingston having the title?
That ain't different at all.
That's not, it's kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
All right, Cam agrees with me again. That's 2 or 3 times in one conversation you agreed with me.
Yeah.
See? Look at that. All right, how would have you done on this list? Would you have got all 55? Would you have been able to go more in order than I did? Comment. And if you haven't, please like, share, subscribe. Cam, say bye to everyone.
Bye.
All right, next time.